Hello, Leo. This is Gypsy Spirit here with you, and I am here to do your Power Goddess weekly reading. And this is for September 5th through September 11th. And I will be very honest with you. I am not all familiar with all of the goddesses. So I use the oracle cards and I read from the book. And but then I also end it with a story that relates to what was in the book. So let's go ahead and get started. And I'm a Leo too, so I totally am relating to this. Our goddess for this week is Shakti. She is a Hindu goddess and supports transformation. So this is her picture. She's absolutely beautiful. I just love these cards. I got them about, I don't know, a year and a half ago. Love, love, love them. So I will read and tell you a beautiful story afterwards. So the empowerment message is wonderful change is afoot in your life, and the Hindu goddess Shakti comes to support you. All your longing, desire, and focus on something better in your life, coupled with your willingness to do the work, has ignited the life force energy of the great goddess. She responds now to bring you your heart's desire. Know that now is a perfect time to move into the highest version of yourself. Are you ready for the change you so badly wanted? I know I am. I've been working on some things. So I think this relates a lot to me, as I hope it does to some of you other Leos out there. Everything depends on how honest and clear you have been and how willing you are now to explore other ways of being authentic in the world. You have the magical, feminine, divine energy of the creator goddess Shakti to help you when you become open to doing things differently. You're stepping into your destiny. Do so wisely, without guile, and you will be amazed at the way your world awakens with breathtaking beauty. And the alignment message is sometimes people and situations come into your life as the kind of change agents that turn your life upside down. I think that's needed sometimes. I know for me, it's needed to get me off my ass and do what I'm supposed to do, right? What you thought was real and expected is challenged by someone else's perspective or behavior, which you have no control over. This can be painful and deeply confusing, but the creator goddess Shakti wants to offer you her guidance. Can you see how everything that is off balance is serving you now, helping to open old wounds so they can finally heal? You know you are seeking the change, this magical metamorphosis for a better life for you and your loved ones. Right now, your alignment task is to love that part of yourself that sabotages your efforts to move forward. Love the insecure you, the one that is jealous, the one that sees not enough when the world is full of potential. Life loves you, the feminine aspect of the universe, the great goddess herself. All your angels and your guides and helpers remind you that you came here as a spiritual being learning to co-create the world anew. And I can so relate to that. I will tell you a story that is very much related to this. Years ago, I guess about maybe 5 years ago, I went to work for this mattress store. And it's funny because I've always been really good in sales, and I had some friends tell me that I needed to be in furniture sales. And I thought, that's weird. Why would I want to sell furniture? And because at the time, I always thought people that sold furniture were just, worked on an hourly wage. I had no idea they were getting commission. And this friend of mine told me, oh, no, you can make some really good money selling furniture, and mattresses is really where it's at. So anyway, long story short, I found kind of a mom and pop store that was a mattress store. Very nice people that own it. And I was impressed with the owner the first time I met him. But something happened over time. And he ended up opening, he's in Charleston right now, but he had stores up and down the coast, the East Coast. But here in Charleston, he has 5 stores, and I ended up managing one of the stores. And over time, I began to I made really good money there too. I mean, I can make $1,000 in a week just, selling mattresses, not really doing anything, just selling mattresses. It wasn't hard work at all. But over time, I began to see a pattern with him that I actually had in boyfriends. He had a lot of characteristics of a relationship that I had just gotten out of the guy that I was with. And I was still trying to heal from that relationship. And at the time, I knew that I was supposed to be doing tarot readings. I was trying so desperately to figure out a way to move with that. I only, I was doing it based on my experiences of marketing from the past. Well, things change. Marketing is so much different now, especially for a tarot reader. So, I was working for this guy and I started seeing characteristics with him and I was getting very angry. I could see where he was very narcissistic and it was affecting me in a very bad way. And it just was not bringing me to my highest good. In spite of how good the money was, he was an asshole. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. He could be a real asshole. And it was all about him and, money. And I just had a really hard time. It got to a point where I was having a really, really hard time working for him. And so I gave my notice. I actually gave him 2 notices, but the first one I didn't follow through with it. And the second one, something happened and I knew that it was time for me to give a notice. So I gave him a notice, and the last thing he said to me was that he was going to he wanted to give me throw me a party, like to have a dinner and all the other employees, which I didn't even know hardly any of the, because he had just hired so many new people. I didn't even know him, so I rejected that. But as I was walking out the door, the last thing he said to me was, well, if you ever need a reference, send them to me. And I said, I don't think that's going to happen because I'm going to be working for myself. And of course, he had something to say about that. But so it's been like 3 years since I left that job. And I have pretty much worked on my own. I've had to take on a few other, jobs to try to support what I'm doing here. But it finally got to a point where I decided, no, I'm done. I'm going to work for myself and I will do what I have to do. I will, whatever, stay very dedicated to it. And I have to admit, there are some times that during the day I have to take a nap. When you're 60 years old, you get to take naps. But, I got to a point where I just trusted. And yeah, getting the rent together has been a little scary sometimes, but I'm like, I've never had to really worry about it. It's always been there. So, yeah, I feel like for many of you Leos, and we Leos, we're strong people. We are the ones, we're the leaders of the pack. So, I mean, we're leaders. So don't be afraid to step out and do something for yourself that is going to help other people, or do whatever it is that you're destined to do. Don't be afraid to step out in it. Step out in faith and trust yourself. Trust your intuition. Yes, I've had to learn a lot of different things about marketing compared to how I used to market myself before when I owned my own business as a vintage clothing boutique. But it's changed, and I have a 22-year-old son that helps me, with some of the electronical gadgets that I have to try to figure out. But it's all good, and you will be fine if you just trust yourself. So I hope this helps, and I hope to see you next week, and love and light to you this week. Okay? Bye-bye.